This is Sparta!
And here he comes, the fabulous, hand-standing Jag E100. Look at him go. He can stay there all day. He don't care that he's on the side of a cliff. Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we're in the M48 Patton for a double feature on Kasserine. Now what'd you guys think of that Jag E100? I just happened to catch that at the end of the match, a few matches prior to this one, and thought it was pretty funny, so I figured I'd give you guys a little clip of it. Anyway, we're going to have some fun in the M48 Patton. Neither match is going to be amazing, but this match is a little bit interesting. Look at all of the mediums on the other side. Count them, folks. There are literally only 5 tanks that aren't mediums. That means they've got 10 medium tanks. That's insane. Now, because of that, I know probably not a good idea to push too far out from everybody else. So I'm going to find a place that's defensible and try to stay alive. Now, you may have noticed, and maybe you haven't if you've got a keen eye, that I just happen to have a friend on the other side. His name? Contact Yahoo. What's he running? The T92 HMC. Not good. So now I've got to protect myself from him and all these medium tanks. Now we know it's just a matter of time before we run into all the medium tanks on this left side. It's going to happen. So we're going to roll up and try to get to a defensible position behind a decent rock. You see, I picked the biggest rock because I want to not get shot by a T92 if I can get away with it. So we're just looking to see who we can hit. We hit the E50, ammo rack him, he'll fix it. We're just going to stay behind this rock so that we don't get hit by the arty and make sure that we're not going to get absolutely obliterated by medium tanks by only sticking up the turret. This, you know, the Patton, you guys know me in the Patton, you can stick the turret up and generally speaking, unless they've got a really good penetrating gun, they're not going through it unless they hit the commander's hatch, which is pretty big, but we get this track on the fatherland, or not fatherland, but the motherland. We're just trying to damage as many of these as we can before we die. That was the goal. Just shoot as many people before you die as possible. And you can see they all know I'm here. They're all running past me. And I'm like, okay, well, as soon as they get to a certain point, I've got to turn around, get my armor to the front of them so that I don't get blasted that way. Get the armor around, auto-lock, start putting rounds into their backsides. Because they absolutely just run away from me. Like, what is the thought process there? Shot out, and we hit the track instead of killing the Edelweiss. Come on. It's a fictitious tank. Now we back up, we get a shot into the motherland, we bounce. No big deal there. Starting to turn this thing around. Get turned back around. We've got the Edelweiss coming up on us. For some reason, the gun decides not to hit him there, which is generally not a thing. The T92 splashes me for over half my health. The Edelweiss gets a shot on me. We get another shot at an Edelweiss. We take him down. Or, no, that was the Nameless, sorry. Not an Edelweiss. But you know what I'm saying. So now we've got all these guys here. We go to lead him. He stops. We auto-lock and nail him because, you know, M48 Patton. Auto-lock king. Especially at these ranges. Look at this. Just playing everyone like fools. And as long as these people with me aren't completely stupid and get themselves killed, we'll be fine, because the worst of them already left us. We've just got a few tanks here to clean up. So we're waiting for good shots. We've got T32 rolling up. We auto-lock it, put one right onto the side of him. Not preferable, but, you know, it happens. The Bat Chat's getting himself shot, which is not preferable. And we've got 2 Motherlands and the T32 to shoot at. Well, Motherland number 1 comes out. I hit him for 364. I bounce a shot. I try to back around. Try not to get shot by the guy in the back. I gotta push. The T32 gets a good shot on me, but I'm pushing away from the one so that I can come over here and work on the other. That one runs away, so I auto-lock the T32 again, put one through him for 450, and I bounce around off my backside, or I took around, I can't remember. He puts one on me, I go to shoot him. Centurion Action X comes the other way and kills me. I did everything I could in that engagement to kill, to do as much damage as possible. And we got 10 pins. That's an average of 350 a shot, maybe 370. So at least 3,500, probably closer to 3,800, somewhere in that neighborhood. So that's going to be a decent match. Unfortunately, we got steamrolled. There's nothing you can do when half your team just absolutely gets their butt whooped. You can just keep the gun cycling, try to pick as many targets as you can, take the shots at the low health tanks, try to kill them, but when you've got an entire team of mediums against you, you're probably not going to win that match, because everybody knows medium tanks are the most overpowered in the game. That's why they're so prevalent. That's why so many people run them. They're the easiest tanks to play. They've got the most maneuverability, the most armor, the best guns, it's just absolute. They've got the best of everything, and nobody complains about them to get them nerfed, unlike everything else. So we've got an Oni left who has probably done absolutely nothing, and he's driven across the map as slowly as it'll get him, and he goes into the cap, and he's just sitting there. And where could he be? Well, I mean, Any already knows that people, when they go into the cap, tend to go right next to the flag, so somebody's going to shoot at the flag with the artillery. And wait for it. Come on. We look away for a second. We come back. The cap is now reset. The building is exploded. It says he's full health, but I don't believe it, because the other one says he's got 23% health. So he went from full health to 23% health, and the moment he gets spotted by this medium, gets melted. And there it is. Centurion Action X didn't even hesitate. Auto-locked him, turned the corner, fired, killed him. All the armor in the world on a heavy tank can't stop a medium tank that's charging. 3,700 damage, 1,100 block, top of the leaderboard, nobody else even close. The Bat Chat that was with me, he did okay, but for the most part, not so much. Moving on to the next match of the night. We are going to be on Redshire, and once again, we're going to have Contact Yahoo against us. But this time we have Dark Saint on our team. He's also a friend of mine. No, we're not. We're in a party chat right now, so we're making fun of each other. But at the same time, we're not on a team together. Me and Saint are. And none of us are in a platoon either. It just happened to be put into the same match over and over again. And we didn't even try. Like, we literally just got into a match once and kept hitting, X after the match. But anyway, there's 3 artillery against me. We've got 3 artillery on our side, and they're in a party. So I'm not going to get myself shot, preferably. So I'm going to go left. I'm going to stay back, try to spot people, try to get some cheeky shots off. And you're going to notice my team gets absolutely manhandled. You'll see what I mean in a moment. And then it's going to be up to me on whether I can pull this game out or not. Me and Saint. We get a message from Conway there. He was in the match earlier. The match with the head-standing Jaggy 100, that was actually one of his platoon mates that did that. So they had 3 Jags in a platoon, which was just mean, because they steamrolled the center of the map on the cliff, and the rest is history. My team got steamrolled. I didn't get a chance to shoot anybody. I got into a fight with an IS-7, tried to shoot him, tracked him, and then I got shot twice by him, shot at the Death Star, bounced off of him, and then I got artied by none other than Contact Yahoo. Because when you're in a match against a friend, they will stop at nothing to kill you. It's just the way it is. I do the same thing. Now there I shoot the rock, a little bit noob, but, again, I'm trying to stay in cover. I've got bushes in front of me on both sides of this rock. I've got the rock there as a hard cover, and we're just trying to get some shots. I don't want to lose my health pole. And we've got a Grill 15 up. I auto-lock, shoot the dirt. He's on the back side of the hill, can't hit him. But I'm keeping an eye on him. He pops up just a hair. Looks like he's going to stay there, shot out. Already splashed, it looked like, right next to him. I don't know if he actually hit him, but you would have thought that my shot would have hit him. But it didn't. Light tank in the middle. Am I going to pull up and take the shot? Because he's low health. Can we get the light tank off the board? Nope, he's actually full health. And the houses are in the way, so I can't actually shoot him. Well, now he's not full health. And he's right in front of us. Shot out. It was a little weird shot, wasn't it? I aimed towards the front of his tank, and it hit him in the back left of his tank. Funny how that works. Grill 15 takes a nasty hit there. And like I said, we're just trying to preserve the health pool. Teams are knotted up. Nobody's really wanting to go out and get themselves killed on our team. And you can't blame them considering they have absolutely steamrolled our right side, which means they're going to be headed to the base. Now I make a decision. I'm going to try to push up this left side. There's a light tank spotting me. It's a T-49, 152 millimeter howitzer most likely. I don't want to get shot by that. So I turn around, give my backside to the enemy, get below ground slightly, and then I break contact and get out. Sometimes preserving your health pool is the best move you can make. Some call it camping, some call it being a pansy. I've been known to call it that from time to time, but in this particular match, I see them coming to the base. I've already called defend the base. These guys, or I'm about to call defend the base, one or the other. And I'm basically going to have to sit here. Now you'll see this Waffentrager E100 is going to come in handy too. They kill our first Arty, kill our second Arty, and we're left with the American M4043, which has the M43. Contact gets spotted and is getting melted by the Waffentrager, and then finished off by the T49. T49 then bugs out, comes straight back to me, and runs away. Can't blame him. He's reloading. Got to get out of there. But me, I'm not going to leave cover. I can protect the base from here. They have to come to our base to win the match or kill me. One or the other. Either way, I've got the advantage in the hills. I'm in the Patton. Use the hills to your advantage and your spotting. Stay stationary. You've got the, some of the best spotting in the game. IS-7, put one right through his bottom plate, back off initially, even though I'm not technically detected. He takes a shot at me. See, right there, blind fire. We hit him, but we don't actually track him there. He already hits him. He fixes his track. I put another round into the bottom plate, and now he's a one-shot kill. Now, they've still got plenty of bad guys out there to shoot me. But luckily, I was able to shoot that guy without being detected. Now, this E4, I pull up, I auto-lock. That was a bad move. I'll be honest, that was a really bad move. I pull out, and that should have hit and pinned there. He gave us the side of his tank and the front sprocket. So, unfortunately, we didn't even get a hit. IS-7's there. You can see I'm marking him for Arty. All I'm doing is spotting. I don't want to get shot. Preserve the health. I've still got quite a bit going against us here. We've got a Death Star out there. We've got that full health E4 out there and 3 artillery. This IS-7 is the least of my worries. I don't want to do something stupid and lose the match because of it. Now, at the time, I didn't realize Saint was on the team, even though I've seen him multiple times now. But I did notice it. Now, our Patton ran off, got himself shotgunned by artillery, which is embarrassing in its own right, but it happens. And we're just going to try to bide our time. Waffentrager looks like he's loaded finally, so that's a good thing. And we're just waiting. Now, we know that these guys are over there. We just don't know where they're going to come up next. If they have to come up, we're losing this match. Shot out. We ammo rack him. That's going to be important in a second. Come on. And he detonates him for 1,600 damage and then gets paddled. 2 paddlings inside 5 seconds. He paddles the E4 and then they already paddles him. 1,600 on one end and 1,300 on the other. That was a paddling. That was a double paddling, actually. Unfortunately for me, my waffle's dead, which means it's now 3 versus 5. Can we do it? I hope so. Now, I tell Saint here I'm going to go up, try to catch this IS-7. I tell the Arty cover me. If he can get the shot before I actually have to, give up any hit points, that would be amazing. I know this guy's a one-shot kill for any of us, so as long as we can get there and try to kill him, it'd be great. And Arty's got him. Good man. Now, their Death Stars, last known, was at their base over at A2 protecting Arty, so he's probably coming straight down the left side. I know this, and then the worst thing possible happens. He's to my left. Now I'm spotted, and now he's looking at me. Can I get below surface? Come on! I take a fire shot in his general direction. Luckily, he doesn't fire. But that means, because he didn't fire, he's going to be loaded and ready to get me. And I'm going to make a somewhat stupid move, but at the same time, a calculated move. and force the issue on this guy. I don't want to sit still because of the 3 artillery, and I want to keep him spotted and make him, you know, susceptible to my team. Now, right there you see a splash hit by the arty. We've got the Death Star pushing up on me. He's trying to cut me off. I'm backing up, and then I get smacked by the arty. I fix it. I pull forward. I shoot him in the belly. He comes down and somehow fires straight through my turret. Not sure exactly how that happened, but I'll take it. You know, and we get loaded, and just as we get loaded, Saint takes him down anyway. Now, I'm trying to get off of him because Artie could still pop me, and I'm going to use my med kit so that I can have my driver back. There's nothing worse than playing World of Tanks without a driver. I can deal without a loader, even though that's terrible too, but there's nothing worse than not having a driver. Nothing. Now, we know where their arties most likely are. We've got A1 to A5. Sometimes over at A8, but very rarely. Generally A1 to A4, and then A8 maybe. Sometimes late game they'll move down to C1 behind the church. So I'm cruising up through here, and all of a sudden, bing! I get lit up. Oh no! We take a shot, auto-locked on him, and then he gets him, so we get the spotted. Now, here comes the evasive maneuvers. Immediately, trying to stay unpredictable, varying my strides, trying not to get shot, and then we go undetected, and I just charge straight forward. Now, if they're behind the hill, they're likely unable to hit me right here, so they're getting in shotgun position. So I know one of them's usually tucked all the way in the corner at A1, and the other one's usually down at A4, and sometimes in the middle at A2, A3. But most of the time, very corner on both sides. When we come over the hill, I don't spot them initially, and I'm like, okay, well maybe they're both off to the other side. And then, just as I get down in here, the M55 gets spotted. The Bat Chat's on the other side. Guerrilla's going to go for the Bat Chat. I've got the M55. Now, 8-inch howitzer, I've got 1,400 hit points. Is that enough to take a hit? Generally speaking, yes. But I don't have a whole lot of luck in World of Tanks. You guys know this, so I do not want to get myself detonated by an arty, because, you know, it's like the ultimate disrespect for me. But I take the chance. I go in. I turn the front. He hits the rock. And the rest is history. He's going to ram me, and then I'm going to load and kill him. Just a little hint. You can't ram a tank that's heavier than you and expect to do damage. Just going to give you that hint. Especially if you've got to go uphill to do it. Anyway. What do we got? 2,600 damage, 1,400 assisted, 2 kills. Not bad. Managed to bring it back from the brink of defeat. Snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. And Saint finishing second on the team. Artie finishing first on the team. 10 kills between the 3 of us. So if you like what I'm doing, punch that like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.